Nike Zoom X Invincible 2. Did this shoe live up to the Invincible 1? Let's lace this shoe up and take it for another run for 100 miles. Alright guys, I ran 11 miles in the Zoom X Infinity 3s with Nike here, and I have done 100 miles in this shoe, and today is a 100 mile review on this shoe here. I've gotten a little over 100 miles, probably 160 miles or so. Just haven't had time to do the review, so this gives me a good chance to really give you a good review on how everything goes with the shoe. So definitely we're going to break down the review of the 100 miles of how the ride feels, the comfort, the midsole, outsole, and then the overall quality of the shoe there. Let's see here. So let's go over the ride. The ride of the shoe is really comfortable. It's definitely that traditional Zoom X bounce comfort there too. It's a lot of response with the foam. Very impressed with this, and you know, definitely if you feel like you can pick up the pace a little bit there too. So it obviously doesn't have a carbon plate like the Nike Alpha Flies or the Vapor Flies, but you can definitely have a little bit of response there with this shoe. And it feels like you can go for a long distance with it. I've taken it up to, you know, 19, 21 miles in this shoe so far, and it feels pretty comfortable with the ride, and you can feel that kind of that push off and just kind of that bounce, and it protects your foot as you go along on any type of hard surface there. And so I give the ride at least a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I believe that this is definitely something that that you can continue on with the you know, training, and hopefully get a lot of mileage out of this. And so the next thing is comfort. Comfort I give about 4 out of 5 stars. It is very comfortable. The upper is nice and comfortable there. I didn't have any type of skin breakdown. You know, didn't have any heel slippage. It has a good lockdown on your foot. Has this nice little TPU cup that keeps your heel nice in place. And overall, definitely it's a great, comfortable shoe. Only thing I've noticed, the longer you run it, my ankles started to kind of bother me a little bit, almost like it was kind of scraping on the outside of the shoe. It was kind of scraping on the outside of my foot, and almost like, not like skin breakdown, but almost like it was, you know, maybe utilized my peroneals, just because maybe the cushion, and so making my ankles kind of move back and forth a little bit. So I'm not really sure. You know, definitely it's done that a couple times since I've taken it on long runs, but other than that, it goes away. So it's nothing a big deal with. So that's why I gave the comfort down about 4 out of 5 stars there. But overall, doing really well. Really liking this shoe so far. Something that I definitely enjoy grabbing, and definitely want to run more in this shoe here. Midsole again is that Zoom X, and it's nice and cushiony. Like you can see, it's maybe a little bit of breakdown after maybe 160 miles or so on this shoe, and you can see a little bit. One thing you can kind of see on the bottom of it. This is just a little bit of exposed foam. It starts to kind of wear down a little bit. on the roads, but other than that, doing really well, holding up pretty good with the foam. Still has that nice, good responsive reaction during the running there. The outsole, and the midsole, again, I gave that a score of a 5.0 on the midsole there. So definitely very impressed with the midsole. Something different that I haven't ran before, different than any, the Hokas or anything like that. That Zoom X, I'm really impressed with it. Really like how it feels on my foot. The outsole I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Really good so far. There's maybe just a little bit of breakdown kind of on my toe there. I don't know if you can kind of see that, but you can kind of see this is definitely a very good traction. Only thing I can like I said, that you've got a little bit of exposed foam on there that does break down, but other than that, you've got this good rubber here that is still doing well. Let's look at the other shoe. This is the right shoe, so maybe a little bit more wear on the right shoe there on the toe, but everywhere else is pretty good. So I'm more of a forefoot runner, and so that's kind of why there's a little bit more wear on that part of the toe there. And so that, like I said, it's a great ride. Something I would, for what I've been using this run is most of my runs, kind of a daily trainer for me. A lot of easy runs, recovery runs, long runs. You can maybe pick up the pace in this, but I don't necessarily do any type of tempo runs in this shoe. I did run this in a course in Houston when I was down there, and it picked up the pace pretty good. It definitely really responses, whenever you go fast, and definitely that foam really wants to kind of support you and be able to run a little quicker. But something I definitely wouldn't use it as a tempo run or a race shoe. Now you definitely could maybe run a marathon in this shoe. If you don't really want a shoe that has a carbon plate in it. You don't want something that's nice and stiff. And again, this is a neutral shoe, so it's not really a stability shoe. You do have like that TPU cup that keeps your heel nice and locked, but again, it's a neutral shoe, so it's not going to support you like a true stability shoe there. But I think it's definitely something that you could run a marathon in and be okay and be protected if you're not worried about any type of, you may be able to pick up the pace and it's going to get you through the miles there. Definitely. So the overall score was an average of 4.5 on this shoe. So definitely great job, Nike, on this shoe. Really impressed with it and excited to take this on more runs and more mileage. Like I said, I'm getting 160, 170 miles or so in this shoe and excited to take it even further. And so I'm hoping maybe we can take the shoe up to 700 miles, maybe 800 miles. Just depends on the outsole and the foam. Obviously, sometimes the foam does wear out more so than the other stuff. Definitely, the foam starts to wear out, and might be able to use it in little shorter runs, shorter recovery runs compared to longer runs there. All right, guys, this completes this 100-mile review on the Nike Zoom X Infinity 3. Let me know in the comment, have you tried this shoe before, or have you tried the second version of this shoe? Let me know in the comments. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Keep safe, keep running, and I'll see you next time.